So I wanted to talk about accounting as a career, and I just wanted to kind of explain like what it is and what are some of the tools technology we use in accounting, what responsibilities are there, and how a firm does accounting. Um there's the way I see accounting is there's accounting is a process of hold on. So accounting is basically the process of like it's kind of like recording. So it's like recording financial records. So that's kind of what it is. It's also collecting payments. And it's also making payments. The way I see it is alright, let me try to make the table. So the way I see it is there's one collecting payments, two general records, and then three and then three you're making the payments. So with these I'm just gonna kind of talk about the I'm gonna talk about what this is. So we gotta match the records. For the general records, we gotta match the bank records uh with um with our records. So what that is preparing financial statements such as like the honestly I like the old Zoom better. Um But anyways, so what that is the what that is maybe preparing financial statements such as like a profit and loss statements, preparing financial statements such as profit and loss statements, balance sheets, and then a balance sheet is basically kind of what you have and what it's worth. So like say you have a house and car, that's not cash that you have, but that's like your worth, right? And then we have the accounting equation, assets equals liabilities plus equity. That's always got to tie out regardless. So that's that's kind of that's kind of what it is in a nutshell. And then balance sheet, statement of cash flows, and then cash flows is like how much you spend in cash or how much you have in cash, and so on. So basically that's kind of it. And then we also got to make sure our bank balance matches our records, our ERP records, and then ERP is like our basically our records basically. ERP is the enterprise resource planning system, and then that's just used to kind of collect accounting data. Basically we have this and then what else? We have and then we got to record transactions with proper in their proper categories. um So basically, this is kind of accounting. And then this is kind of the general records of accounting. And then now let's go to the collecting payment. So collecting payment is sometimes customers have terms with one another because like they can't pay in advance or they can't pay in um, oh, and then you gotta follow, and then of course there's sorry, there's like gap or like, some accounting guidelines that need to be followed. Oh, and then for the record, I'm only talking about bookkeeping right now. Nothing else. But there's also different types of accounting roles like auditing and tax, which I'll kind of get into later. I personally only did private accounting and bookkeeping. So I haven't had any tax and audit experience, but I'll kind of talk about that. I've worked with auditors and tax guys in the past, so yeah, I'll talk about that. So then collecting payments. So sometimes there's invoicing, and then sometimes like clients don't can't make payments on time. So client payment plans, and then collections. So sometimes clients don't pay on time, or sometimes they're late. So sometimes you gotta like follow up for payments. Um, and then what else? So there's collection, invoicing. There's payment processing. Like, there's credit card processing, there's also, like, check processing, and then at the same time, we gotta match, we gotta update our records while we do this, and then, there's also, like, billing questions, we get, so billing questions, and inquiries. So that's kind of what it is on the collection side. And then the collecting payments. This could also be known as accounts receivable. I'm gonna say this is GL, and then this is accounts payable. Okay, so and then what we got for the making payments is we got purchasing. So purchasing like office supplies, or equipment. Okay, so yeah, we got office supplies, equipment, and then sometimes depending on the company, you need approval. So that's another thing. Also we have payroll. So payroll is like onboarding clients, onboarding new W-2 employees, and then the the 1099 and W-2 is 1099 is independent contractor. And then W-2 is the like an actual employee. And then there's also things like HR issues, HR issues, HR like work policies. That could go in another section, but I guess and some companies have their own HR, depending on how big they are. They're always like there's large separations of duties. Bigger companies tend to have like one person doing like all of this with higher volume. So that's kind of like they have all of like someone doing like invoicing as their job. But honestly, you know what I think? There tends to be a lot of downtime with bigger companies, as they have like too much separations of duties. And then but that's also how to avoid fraud. But you're also wasting money, so you gotta have policies and procedures and separations of duties. Okay, so now we have the 1099 W2, and then the GL. And then so we have benefits, the employee records, payroll related questions. And then what we have is vendors. So we have our vendors. So we have vendors who we pay. Sometimes we may have terms with them. We may need to do market research to shop for like the best prices. So market research uh to shop for the best prices. And then let's see. Yeah, that's kind of accounting in a nutshell, really. Really. I mean, these three areas are pretty much it. Oh yeah. And then we need to pay vendors, with, i.e., credit card, check, and so on. It really depends on the type of business and what payments they accept. Yeah, this is accounting kind of in a nutshell. Pretty interesting. And then we have other responsibilities. So I'm gonna put that in. I guess sometimes this isn't per se all of accounting. But we have like we could have like sometimes there's like admin responsibilities that we need to make. Admin, um like answering phones. That could be like another that's another department. And then we also have like data collection. That's like data analysis, data collection. Um Again, that's like a whole nother department though. This is accounting in a nutshell. And in fact, HR could actually go here as well. But sometimes companies like to put it there. And then you know what we have? Financial analysis, financial planning, budgeting. So actually budgeting is gonna go in the GL. So budgeting, financial analysis, uh analysis and planning. So we have that. And then we have the and then also here's I guess sometimes because like accounting deals with a lot of numbers, there's data, so there is like a lot of overlap with data analysis and data. And then also it's very tech heavy, so there's a lot of like IT, tech, and then systems integrations and automation. So this is actually a part of accounting because like accountants know like how the system needs to work, and like how things can be automated, and then they need to have the know like the technology behind that. So I guess this is kind of like this would fall in like the responsibilities as well. And then of course there's like sales and marketing. I mean that's that's like a completely different thing. Um you know, but you could identify leads, advertise, website building, website building, and then let's see, website building, managing social media accounts, finding leads, and then there's like advertising strategy. I mean, this is business in general, and you could see that accounting is a huge part of business. You could see all of this and know that like accounting, it's so vital for business. So it is a huge aspect of business. And then people really do underestimate like how much how much of an impact accounting has on the business. It's like you don't make bread if you don't have accounting. It's kind of like that, but you know, some firms are small. Like these only take like these tasks don't take that long, but some tasks take longer than others. Oh, and then you know what I forgot as well? The inventory, but that depends if you're a service form or a product. That depends if you're a service or or physical product. And then having like accurate records, financial records is very important if you want to become a public company, or if you want to get shareholders and investors to invest in your company, or if you want to one day like sell your company. You got to have like good accounting records. And especially if you're going to be audited, if you're going to be audited or taxed, it's very important for that. So yeah. Um Ooh, okay, wow, that's just great. So, I don't know what happened, but now the whiteboard didn't save, but that's okay. I was just about done. So I talked about bookkeeping and accounting. So now I'm gonna say like we get the rep that accounting is a boring job, and I will say this, it is a desk job. It is in a way, it is kind of like very numbers heavy. If you don't like numbers and data, this just isn't the right profession for you. But if you kind of like finding new systems, if you like business strategy, if you enjoy numbers and data, and if you enjoy technology, you'll like accounting. So that's what it is. I personally like it. I also tutor and teach, and honestly, I feel like I like accounting better, to be very honest. I kind of like marketing analytics though, and like marketing strategy, sales strategy, and business strategy. But I don't like doing the actual accounting. But I kind of like the being like the guy kind of behind the scenes, like doing the planning. So that's kind of what I like. And and yeah, I mean, it's a lot of like ways to like improve the process. I mean, if you're you know if you're interested in like business strategy or interested in in business in general, you will like accounting. It will be a good career path for you. So like I said, it's very vital in business. Business accounting is so big in business. Can't emphasize that enough. And then okay, so mainly I talked about bookkeeping. Now let me talk about audit and tax. So audit is where it's kind of where you're reviewing the books. You're reviewing the books, financial statement, making sure there's no fraud, making sure there's no fraud, making sure there's no fraud. Everything kind of everything ties out. Everything ties out. So then that's and then you're also reviewing like the balance statement, balance statement, the income statement, and then other general ledger accounts. So that's kind of what you're doing with the accounting. And then and then the And then, let's see. And then that's kind of auditing really. So there's like other audit firms. So auditing can happen externally. I believe with a public company, you do need to have like an external audit firm. So there's like the big four, that the big four like PwC, Deloitte, Ernest and Young. They do all audits for the for the public companies. You sometimes may not need an audit firm, but so that's audit in a nutshell. And then here, let me go to page 2. And then there's tax as well. So tax is kind of like reviewing the financials, and then seeing like what's taxable, what isn't taxable. And then it's kind of doing research as well. And then you got to file as well. So filing is like um filling out the state and federal returns, identifying, like knowing how to file. Though I think I mean, I don't know too much about tax, but though I think like like there's TurboTax, or there's like tax systems that kind of do this for you, but I don't know like how it works. So there's like, yeah, reviewing what is taxable, what isn't taxable, identifying um identifying like grants, applications to kind of apply applications, forgiveness programs, for your business. And then that's kind of it. Oh, another thing too, that's great about accounting is it's one of the positions that allows you that can be done remotely. I know remote work is very popular. So that's one of the perks with it. I mean, same with teaching. Same with teaching and other like white collar professions. Say sales and marketing, data analysis. I mean, they could all definitely be like remote, so that's one of the perks. And then yeah. Again, it's really like you'll enjoy it if you like business strategy. Um, and then I guess really I guess like colleges, they kind of like pry on that whole like that whole, well, corporate BS. Like, I mean, I mean, like, normally in accounting, depending on the company, of course, like, you'll have to, like, wear multiple hats, you know? You'll have to do, like, a lot of these, like, responsibilities. You're not just gonna do invoicing. So that's kinda what it is in a nutshell. Personally, I do like the profession, though it could be, like, um I mean, there are cons with it. So like the accounting is long hours. It's not like easy kind of like finding out billing issues, kind of seeing what happens. Let me also explain as well. So there's government accounting. So government accounting is like you're auditing. It's mainly consisted of auditing. I'm not too familiar with government accounting, but it's more like auditing, I think. Like tax, there's it's more like tax and auditing, I think. And then there's public accounting, public accounting, there's also private accounting, and then there's and then there's the what's it called? There's audit, tax, and then there's Forensic accounting. So Forensic accounting is basically when there's like a big scandal or fraud, like investigators kind of investigate the what exactly like went behind the numbers. So yeah, that's it. I mean this video is really targeted to those who are thinking of a career in accounting or those who just want to explore. I just want to speak on my behalf what I kind of enjoyed and liked about it and what it is in kind of a nutshell. I also pretty much talked about business careers. So I feel like sales, admin, customer support, IT, and accounting are all the roles you'll see in business. They're all, and then data analysis, of course, HR. So they're all those are all the roles you'll really see in like business. And then there's like marketing strategy, consulting, management, but and then there's managers who like manage the process. There's like different separations of duties. And then there's different ways that firms kind of manage these tasks. But these are like the general tasks. And then the bigger the firm is, the higher the volume is, and the more work they have in the individual tasks. So I really hope that did help. And yeah, that's pretty much all this all what I have to say. All right. Yep. Awesome. Take care. Bye.